Hi and welcome to my playhouse, and today we're gonna be making a hole. Yeah, it's not that sophisticated and it's not that entertaining or exciting, but yeah, we have this DAS unit which needs a hole for this SAS expander. I've been negotiating with myself, where can I put this? If I put it down here, it's gonna get in the way of if I want to remove a drive, which is, by the way, one heck of a hassle. So you don't take drives in and out of this for fun and giggles. More or less, to get one of these 5 drives out, you have to disassemble all 5 drives. So you can forget all about hot plug, that's for sure. But yeah, I want to put this card up here in the top of it and sticking out the back, something like that. So I need a hole back here for those 2 connections to go through. So I need to drill some holes and I need to file it square, and hopefully we can make it straight and stuff as well. So yeah, that's the plan for today, to make a hole in a metal box thing. It should be okay, shouldn't it? Could we use a jigsaw? Do I have a tiny jigsaw? That would be interesting. So the card is here, but I want it to be down here, just on the inside. This hole here is for the casing that screws onto, and there's a piece of metal that goes down, and it goes down to about there. So we need to do it underneath that. So we need to go down a bit. It needs to be there-ish. We see that there-ish, just on the inside. And we need to measure out how big that square needs to be, or is, and then do something about it. It looks like we are dealing with something like 2.5 centimeters. It can be a little bit too big, that's better than a little bit too small. And 1.3, I would say. So let's try and draw a square of that size on the box. So that is the idea, and I'm just putting this one up here to make sure that it should be plenty big enough. So yeah, I'm gonna take my drill and I'm gonna drill some tiny holes in the corners. I think. Oh yeah, look at that. I do a lot of shopping in Lidl, and sometimes you get away with some winners. Look at that tiny blade there, not very wide. So I'll be able to use the jigsaw and try and do some of the work with the jigsaw instead of, I guess that would remove a lot of filing for me. So that should be a metal, and that is for wood, so that one is not good, but metal is good. We need to figure out how big the drill bit needs to be. That's too small. That's about it. But we probably need to get into this size. That's the absolute minimum. Is this sharp? That feels sharp. Okay. That's an 6mm. 6mm. Let's try that. I forget. Have I told you about these Ryobi tools by any chance? Well, we need to start somewhere, so we need a little... How big is this drill bit? It's 6mm, so we need to go 3mm inwards and a little bit extra. So this one makes a little mark so that the drill bit doesn't move around too much. There. These are used when you're drilling into PCBs, when you make your own PCBs. And that's why I have it. So, oh, this is a big drill. Maybe that's not a good idea. It's working. Let's take the other one as well. Oh, I didn't put it far enough inwards. That's a drag. I think we will change to a little bit smaller drill bit. We're through! And there's metal thingies everywhere, so that's why we moved into the basement. It does go in. Okay. Another one of these wonderful Ryobi tools. So this one has a quick connect for these, so it's very easy to replace it. So look at the one that I've used before, it's very thick, and then this one is very thin, so we need to probably go a bit slower to not break it. There we are. Oh, why did I put that one in again? It's this one we need to put in. There we are. So we need to go to 0. That says metal. And then we need to regulate it probably down a bit. Then we need to pop in the battery and see how that works. Okay, let's try that. Okay, that's too slow. I'm ready for retirement before it ever gets done. Wonder if I can add a little bit speed, because okay, that is going rather well. And then we try to go the other way. Not that way. Okay, so this foot that the jigsaw is sitting on is adjustable, so it should go further in and not do that jumping thing. Just came to think of something. All these vibrations might be wonderful for all the drives that I have in here. Didn't really think about that. That might not have been the best idea in the world. But yeah, I guess they're probably protected to several G's when they're not turned on. Idea if you're gonna be able to see anything. Oh, I could check. You might be able to see a little bit. Wonderful. There's not going to be much filing left for me. Last one. Let's see if we can do it without destroying the bit or the That is wonderful. It looks pretty good. There's quite some thick metal here. That must be because it's from back in the day where they cheated and put it in real metal. But I need to file a little bit. Ah, dang it. I thought I had brand new files, but then it turned out those files were for wood. And I only have these tiny little things for metal. It's not a lot, so let's see if we can't manage. So this is a storage server, so it shouldn't come to anybody's surprise that we need to do some filing. This is easy enough. So I was gonna clean up for the next shot, and I just wanted to take this saw out of the Ryobi, and I found this little trick that it actually comes jumping out. I thought that was pretty neat, so that's nice. Sometimes you can battle with those and they just don't want to come out, so that was a nice little thing to see. So I put the wide one back in, so it's ready for next time that I need to do something. The vacuum cleaner has become dirty. Better. Oh, sometimes you do have to brag a little bit, so the Ryobi connection is over here. It looks good, doesn't it? Ryobi. And the same battery for all the tools, so awesome. I moved the box a little bit. I guess I need the vacuum cleaner again. It will become dirty again in seconds. I was gonna mess with this now. I was gonna take this bracket off. Oh, that was a wonderful sound. And I was kind of looking at it and I thought I might have a good idea. So, oh, let's just make sure that this thing fits. We haven't done anything stupid. Oh. It actually doesn't fit. How did that not fit? Okay, I need a little more. So that was a good thing that we did that. Okay, it's in. It's a very snug fit. I thought that I made room for extras and stuff, but I guess I didn't make that much extra room. So yeah, it sits really well. It actually also sits very well over on this box here. So except if I plug in a cable, it might go back. That wouldn't be good. So I was thinking about maybe mounting this on the inside of it and screwing the board into that. Like bending this thing out so it was straight, and then having this sitting in on the inside of it, and then pop rip it. When that thing is bended out, I would be able to measure out where the holes could go. That might be a very good solution. I like the idea of it being upside down. It's gonna be dreadful to get the cables in, but it's gonna be cooled really well because all the airflow is down there, and this side doesn't have much that looks like to need a lot of cooling. So yeah, I'm gonna try and straighten this and then figure out if this is a viable plan. I have no idea if I have extras or can get extras of these. So, might want to do it very... Oh, it's bending the wrong way. Come on. it's bending here where the holes are naturally. It doesn't want to bend right there because that's way stronger. Okay, I got it. I took it outside where I have a vise, and I got it very straight. So, oh, could I just glue that whole thing in? That would be very easy. Decisions. So now this goes on the card here, there, and it goes into the hole here. Very nicely indeed. I could just glue that from the inside, and I could screw in my card to that when it was, and then it would be nicely in place. I think that would work really well. I have some epoxy here, 2 component. We need some of that. About that much, I reckon. Some is gonna get lost when we try to mix it up. I'm really bad at mixing this up. Usually I don't get it strong enough, so. Mixed well enough. Okay, so now I could put it on here without getting it everywhere. I'm gonna put this on and then I'm gonna take the card out again while letting the metal sit in there. No idea if that's gonna work, but we're gonna give that a try. Okay. So I'm gonna put that in. I think I can have some clamps hold that. Just a second. This doesn't look ridiculous at all. Let's see if I can remove the card before that is glued in. There. And we need to make sure that we didn't get any piece of paper. Would be nice. Yeah, I've gotten a little bit on here, so we will remove that. It's next to nothing. I was lucky. And I see a little bit that is not gonna do any good. It's just gonna mess with me if it sits there. Let's just cheat and get you a view of what we've done as well. Just glue that to the inside, so now I have something to screw that card onto. It's gonna be bloody difficult to get to the screw holes, but yeah, that's a problem we'll solve another day. Okay, so now I'm a little bit screwed because these nice clamps from Biltema, not sponsored, but well, I don't think Biltema has ever sponsored a YouTube video, but I could be wrong. They need to sit there for a bit to let this dry up. So yeah, we can't really mess with it. So what are we really doing here? This is a DAS, a DUI, do it yourself DAS, direct attached storage. And that is for a server. And in this case, we have our own little tiny server, which is this Lenovo tiny machine, which is a PC. I've done a video on that, and we have connected to the PCI Express port in here, only an X1. And that thing goes to this X16, which has a storage card installed in it, which has no less than 4 ports. We are never gonna need that, so it's way overkill, but it looks really good. It gets very hot, so that needs to be cooled as well in some way. That has, well, it has those 4 plugs, and with a cable it can go over to these 2 plugs, or one of them can go over here. Don't really need 2. Can use 2. if we really wanted to. And this one sits in the dash, and that one is connected to all the drives. And what happens is that the PC gets access to all of those drives through this rather complicated setup. This one should be able to give us access to 36 drives. I only have 7 at the time, but there is room for expansion. It's actually a little bit of a lie, because there is also 4 drives available up here. So at the moment there is 7 plus 4, so 11 drives in here. And there's room for 3 more 3.5-inch hard drives, so we get up to 10 of those, and then 4 of these, and there is room for something more, which I haven't decided on yet. And so there might be 1 more of these, so 4 more drives, 2.5-inch right here, so that would be 8 of those and 10 of those. So that would be a very nice dash. So a very compact setup with this tiny computer. Inside of the dash, this card is connected to the drives, and each of these Mellanox connectors here, I forget the model number of this connector. Please someone remind me in the comments. I know you know it, so yeah, please do remind me. They support 4 drives, each of them, and that is where a card like this comes in, because also 4 drives are supported on each of these ports. But what you then do is that you use a SAS expander like this instead. So one of these ports goes to the SAS expander, 1 port here, 1 port there, and then it makes these 6 ports available. There's one that can be an input, and these can both be input and output. And so we can make a whole lot of drives available through those 4 ports. But normally you use a cable like this, where you have 1 cable, and then you have 4 connections that goes out to 4 different hard drives. And these came with the card, so, and these just very nicely connects inside of the dash. On this box with the 4 drives, there are 4 connectors for connecting this. So it's very convenient to have these 4 connectors just to pop, and then 1 connector in the SAS expander. Awesome. Okay, this cable did not need to be this long. It just needs to go from there to there. So yeah, this amount would have been plenty. Well, losers can't be choosers. Let's see if we can pop this in. It goes that way. It's easier to pop them in now than when the card is in place. On the top here there is also a drawing, so we have port 1, 2, 3, 4 for the hard drives, and then there's 2 power input ports over here, and it says what everything is there. So awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna pop those in. This is number 1. My hand is in the way. You can't see anything anyway, because I'm not even pointing the camera in the right direction. So great camera work there, Martin. You're doing a fine job. Oh. Really? Ah, okay, it needs to go that way. That's makes sense. Okay. 2 more to go. And that means that number 4 is in the bottom, and the metal bracket goes up, and I can see on the camera where I need to go. There. And that one, number 2. Okay. There. Cool. I shouldn't have glued that. Now I can't do anything more. But I did manage to find a cable that would go into those 4 hard drives up here, and find that I need to stretch it a little bit. No, that's not gonna fly. Okay, there isn't much more I can do, but when the card comes in and is laying here, it's gonna be laying on this top here, and that's a metal bracket. It's gonna be hitting the plastic over here, but yeah, I think I'm just gonna put in a little bit of electric tape on top of that. I can just fit a strip. I can go over the metal and make sure that nothing can do anything bad. So let's see if we can get that in there. I should probably remove any dust stuff that is there. I have no idea where that dust should have come from, because this is naturally a laboratory environment. Perfect. So this is where I'm gonna end this one. These thingies are gonna be on here for a while and needs to dry up. So what did we do in this video? We made a hole, and actually I did more than I was planning to. I thought we would make that hole and I would start getting ideas of how to mount that card, but then it just suddenly appeared that, well, if that thing is mounted to the back, it's gonna stay there all by itself. So yeah, this is work in progress, and I hope that I hope everything works when we get to that point. There is no reason why this card would want to play nicely with this card, so when we get to that point we might get into trouble, but then we'll figure that out at that point. I need some longer cables for this, because I need to power, well, the card needs to sit up here and be powered as well. I need to reach down and get some power for that as well. It's not a lot of power, but it gets hot, so it's probably a little bit of power. I'm rambling. If you need some weird parts, please do check out my little shop. Links are in the description or in that box over there. That thing might just point you to my shop. So thank you very much for watching my videos. Do subscribe to my channel so you can see me again, and have a really nice day. Bye bye.